Hey guys, it's Beekeeping with Benjamin here. I'm really happy today because we're finally extracting honey with this honey extractor we got. We ordered it several days ago and we got it in a couple days ago. And I've been playing with it and figured out how it works. So basically, you scrape the comb,
Wax cappings.
scrape the wax cappings off so that you have access to the honey. You take off one or both of the lids. I prefer one. And then you put the frames in these racks, and then after you put the lid back on and you spin it around really fast, or it really doesn't even have to be fast because as you can see I'm barely spinning it and it's really going really fast. But the centrifugal force causes the honey to go out the side and down the bottom
Into the stainless steel tank.
and yeah.
And that's actually called a honey gate. That actually has a name. It's called a honey gate. But go on.
I just thought it was an opening. And then this honey gate, as my dad calls it, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm hoping it is.
It is. Keep going.
The honey will flow out into a strainer, which will strain out all the impurities, the wax cappings, all that. And
It'll be ready for the jars.
it'll be ready for jars.
And we have a sample of some fall honey. We had a little bit of fall honey, not a whole lot. But that's fall honey. What can you say about fall honey in Tennessee?
Fall honey, it's, as you can see, it's not the classic idea of honey. It's not golden. It's more of a darkish molasses color.
Perfect. Why is it darker?
It's because like the flowers that the bees use that are readily available in the spring that they use to get the honey from aren't as readily available in the fall. So they use different ones which will give different colors
And even different taste.
yeah.
Fall honey is made a lot from goldenrod, and really through most of North America, but definitely here in Middle Tennessee. If you don't know what goldenrod is, if you ever look out in a field in the fall, an unmowed field where the native grasses have taken over, and if it's about 3 or 4 feet tall, you'll see lots of golden 3 or 4 foot tall flowers out in the fields. That's goldenrod. It's very, very common. Bees love it. It's one of the very few food sources they have in the fall, and it makes a very dark honey.
As you can see,
Spring honey here in Tennessee.
it's a classic idea of honey. It's translucent. It's very golden, very rich.
Spring honey in Tennessee will be made more from pear trees and apple trees and
Flower.
wild privet, some clover in late spring, and all of those are much lighter colored honey. So the honey that we're going to be extracting today is spring honey, and it comes from those plants, and it's going to be almost clear compared to that dark fall
Yeah.
honey. So I kind of like fall honey. I mean, I like both of them. Fall honey has a little bit more of a bold taste to it here in Tennessee, and we call both of these wildflower honeys, which some people will say they're selling clover honey, or they're selling one type of honey or another, or even organic honey, which I think is a little ridiculous. I personally call all of it wildflower honey because you really have no idea where your bees are getting. You have a general idea from the plants that are in your area, but you really have no idea fully where all of your honey is coming from. Again, privet, some clover, definitely a lot of fruit trees, especially the ornamental pear trees that everyone has in their yard now. Those are really a derivative from a fruit tree. All of those make spring honey here in Middle Tennessee. But again, we don't know. There's still other things that they're getting out there. So we call it wildflower honey. Springtime in Tennessee, wildflowers and fruit trees and such make clearer honey. So that's what we'll be extracting today.
What I read somewhere that bees will fly up to I think it said like 100,000 miles just to get one of these jars of honey.
I'm not sure if it's that far.
But that's I think I remember. But
They will basically go as far as they have to go. They won't go 1 foot farther than they have to go, but they'll go as far as they have to go to get food and water. And here in Tennessee, I think in Middle Tennessee, unless we're having a drought, it's probably 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles tops that they'll go within a radius of their hive. So I'm going to pause this for a second, and we're going to get everything ready, and we're going to start the extraction process.
Hey, okay, we're back.
This is what is called a deep frame. These are typically used for brood. But this particular hive on the outside, they had full frames of deep honey. It's a huge hive, and they can definitely spare it. This is what, come up a little closer. This is what capped honey looks like. Okay? This is wax coating the outside, back it up some, coating the outside of the individual cells. To get the honey out, we're going to scrape this just to get the wax cappings off. That's what we're going to also have to strain later, the little bit of wax that's capping.
It smells so good.
How heavy is this, Benjamin?
I'd say about maybe 5 pounds.
I think more than that. It's very, very heavy.
I'm not good at judging things.
Back up. Typically, the frames that we will use to extract honey, don't drop it, are going to be much smaller than this and much easier to handle. So,
it's really heavy.
I got it.
My little nimble fingers can't even handle it.
Okay, come over here and go ahead and remove one of the lids. Okay. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and put it right here.
I'm going to back away.
Come here and hold this a second. I want to just double check the camera real quick.
I double checked it, we're fine.
Move just a little bit closer. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put it over the extractor so that as soon as I start scraping this, it's going to start dripping. So if anything drips, I want it to drip in there.
And we're starting.
There's also a knife that folks use to actually cut this whole layer off.
We haven't.
I don't know if I want that or not yet. I'm going to try this first. These cappings are tough.
These are tough bees. Ooh, that's dark. I think that might have been nectar.
No, that's just from
From the ball.
yeah. No, that's just from the cells that were there before. But this is what we do. I'm just putting the wax directly in there because there's honey on it and we'll strain it out after.
Wonder who the lucky person who's gonna get this is.
There we go. This is much easier to handle. All of this wax that's dropping into the tank, it'll be strained out. We're going to melt down. We may make candles with it or something after we get the honey out of it. There's all kinds of things you can do with beeswax.
Very good at burning too. Really though, it can start a fire pretty well.
Oops. That one we'll throw away.
Yeah. But we will get the wax from it, won't we?
We won't use it for food, but we could use it for candles. There's already a lot of honey dripping in here. We haven't even spun it yet.
It's not.
Spun it yet. Grammar police. Okay, and we gotta get the other side. after you get all the honey spun out of this, we're going to basically have all of the cells intact. And there's going to be honey residue on here.
The bees will eat it.
And what I will do is take this frame outside and either place it directly into a hive or just put it outside near the hives, and the bees will remove the little bit of honey that's still on here, clean it, filter it, all of that good stuff, and put it back directly into the hives.
So basically, all this honey isn't lost.
I mean, every single drop, unless I drop some on the floor, every single drop,
like this right here,
is going to be used or recycled by the bees.
That's what we could do. We could give it to the bees. That down there.
Bees will reuse and reuse and reuse honeycomb. Anything that I damage in this process, they'll repair. After all the honey is removed from here and I give it back to them, like I said, the individual cells will still be intact. Like I said, they'll just reuse it over and over and over again.
It's a really neat process and really sweet. I'm funny.
All right. This one's about ready for the spinner.
Centrifuge.
So we're going to place it directly into there, and we're going to get another one for the other side. Hold this. Man, these are heavy.
My hands still hurt from carrying that one that I was carrying.
Good? Mm-hmm. Okay. You get out of the camera's way. It's a little darker than I thought it was, but still very clear.
It's fall honey.
When you harvest honey, you want as close to 100% of it capped as possible. There were some cells in here that were not capped, but it was a very small number, so I went with it. The reason you want it capped is because when it's capped, it is ready to roll. The moisture has been taken out of it. It will preserve for a very, 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 very long time. Uncapped honey still may have a little water in it. Since it's only a few cells, I was good to go with it because all of this honey will be mixed together. That little bit from those few cells won't make much difference. It definitely won't harm. Oops.
The consumer.
It won't harm the final product. I've determined I'm not buying a honey knife. I'm very happy with this. Okay, this one is ready to go. All the cells have been uncapped. I'm going to put it in the opposite bin. Benjamin, if you want to get the lid, go ahead and put it on there. And you can start spinning.
Should we put the camera like right on top of it? Or are we gonna just
Yeah, I'll get the camera. Hang on.
Okay. Now, I have not seen this working. I have spun it before, but I've never seen it with honey in it. Mmm.
Is it good?
Some honey on the side, and yeah, that's really good.
All right, let's get to spinning. We can, before you start spinning, see how the individual frames are in there? We have 2 deep frames in there. We can actually fit multiple smaller frames in there. Okay, go on. Go faster. There you go. Now if you can notice, you can even see the honey collecting on the sides of the stainless steel tank. Go faster.
It's wobbling. I'm too scared to go too fast.
You're good. You won't hurt it. You can even see it draining down there into the main basin.
This is probably why it's got holes to be drilled into the ground.
You want to switch?
I'm good.
Okay.
It's like kind of like a washing machine if you think about it.
If you can look down into the tank, you can see the honey on the sides. Keep going, you're good. And collecting at the bottom. Again, this is pre-strained. We're going to strain this and get all the little wax cappings, little wax particles off. I'm going to go ahead and pause a second. And we're going to work on this a while and then we'll be back.